Hello, Sandy. Can you hear me? I see your name.
You see me yet?
No. Let's see. Okay.
I don't see me either. What do I need to do?
It's probably down on that bottom thing about start video. The bottom lower left.
Oh, okay.
So
Here we go.
there you are. Hello.
Hi. Look how clean your office is behind you.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And I even put on makeup.
Oh, here's Liz.
I got my Sammy going.
Liz is muted.
Yeah, maybe she wants to be muted. Let's see, how do we do this? Gallery view. I see me up here. I see whoever. I see you. Oh, I don't know. I see myself kind of over there, but okay. Welcome. We haven't done a lot of these with our group. I've participated in several of different, like Silver Club, but I think this is a really good tool to use, and so, hopefully we'll be able to do more of this. So tonight we're going to talk about the compensation plan. Yay! I bet Liz likes that. So I don't know if anybody's like me. That was kind of a hard thing to get going. It just doesn't. It's not a natural thing for me to understand that kind of language and that kind of structure. But once you start doing it, you start getting it, and especially when you just start getting compensated, then you can see how that works. So, anyways, my name is Robin Susan, for those of you that don't know me, and I think this is getting recorded, so hopefully that will work for other classes like that where we can share it and pass it on. So I'm a Young Living Silver working on gold. Can you guys hear me? Liz, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Tonight we're just going to try to keep this to a half hour, maybe a little bit more than that if people have questions of that. But we want to make it pretty simple, because I know for me how it was is you can go so far and then it's like, okay, that's enough for now. It's math or whatever. So tonight is geared towards people that are just members, like Young Living distributors, all the way to executive. We're not really going to go much beyond that, although it's good review for anybody. But and I just wanted to talk about a couple of resources that we have available to us that are really easy to help you absorb the compensation plan. And one is, well, first of all, I should talk about the IDS, the Income Disclosure Statement from Young Living. I'm going to show you that in a couple minutes. But anytime we do talk about money at all with Young Living, we're supposed to talk about and show the Income Disclosure Statement. And right now it's the Young Living Income Disclosure Statement for 2016, because 2017 isn't available yet. And we'll show you that so you get a little idea of how many people are doing the business and what kind of income they make if you're not familiar with that. The other resources, and I'm going to share the screen a little while to show you that, but under our virtual office, which a lot of people call VO for virtual office, there is a lot of information in there for all of us. So, the member resources tab, that has a whole lot of stuff once you start opening that up. And one of the big ones in there is called Policy and Procedures. And it's 33 pages, and it has a lot of your questions answered in there. If you don't, stuck on something, it has definitions, it has the compensation, has proper procedures of how we should be running our business and our ethical things behind that too. And then the other thing we're going to touch on today is, and this is also in your virtual office, is, let's see, the compensation plan is probably going to look backwards. This is something that you could just print out from your virtual office. Otherwise, you can buy something like this where it's a little fold out I think I picked this one up actually at convention, where it does have the different levels of the compensation plan. And basically what we're going to focus on today is this first section, which is kind of building a foundation. Well, it is building a foundation. And then it goes on to, really becoming a business and developing leaders, but creating the foundation. And then the other resource I was going to talk about, and maybe I'll highlight this again at the end, is Monique McLean, well, there's several out there, but I know I've seen all those, and I know they've been a good resource. I think she's got, if you search YouTube videos, and Monique McLean, MoniQue, McLean videos, and I think it's Comp Plan, that's what they're titled. I think there's 19 videos. Plus, she breaks it down for those of us that are not the green personality, that are not into the numbers and all that detail of that. She breaks it down into manageable segments to kind of learn as you go, or learn, I think she did it over a couple of weeks like that. So those are very good for reviewing if you want to understand a certain part of the compensation plan. So, but let's see. And then the virtual office. Those are kind of like 5 things that are really good for us to understand the comp plan. So first of all, what do you got? A few here. Some we can't see, but that's totally fine. I don't need to see them. Why do we want to share? Why would you want to do a Young Living business? Is that Pam saying hi? I, for one thing, did not want to start, and a lot of you guys know that. When I first went to convention, I was like, no, nothing about the compensation plan. I was really actually turned off about that, and money. I'm not a big money person. I mean, I want money. Everybody wants money. So, you need money for certain things, but that did not move me. That is not my why for all of those things. But, I am one of those persons that's going to talk about what I really like and what I care about. And when I, there's a new restaurant, a new movie that I just saw that you got to see, I'm going to talk about that. And of course, the oils, I talk about these products all the time and I use stuff. So my first introduction, which was several years ago, was a good friend of mine that we talked about oils, and she ended up signing up. I mean, that was I guess a sign from above. She signed up herself. I gave her did have a business card by that point, but I had my, my member number. So that's one of the first things is you guys memorize that number, memorize your Young Living member number, because you're gonna need it when you log into your virtual office. You're going to need it to share to people when they're going to sign up, and so it's easy just to have it down. But anyway, she ended up signing up herself and having quite a big order that month. So I got a really nice check the next month in the mail that I was kind of a surprise to me. So whether your reason for doing this little class is kind of to really be interested in the business, or you just want to earn your oils for free, just share with a few people and see what happens. Maybe you want to say, I want to spend 100 PV a month. I want to spend $100 a month. And if you share with a few people, you're going to get your oils covered. Or maybe you have another goal where I want, I want my car payment or a certain thing. I want my daughter to be in these ballet classes, or whatever your why is. That's a great thing to start with, and it may change as you go along, but I broke it down a lot of barriers about that. And so we each have our things, and that's this whole journey of living in the business is, just learning about ourselves and growing amongst ourselves. Because now I'm happy to talk about the business. A little bit about what our business is: a network marketing company. So, and if you don't know what that is, there's, just a little searching about that. But we are basically, the gist of it is, the companies that are network marketing companies, they're not paying, they don't have ads on the Super Bowl or ads in the magazines. They are not paying for advertising. We are their advertising. And so we get some money, a little kickback for sharing with other people, for educating other people. So, and then as that goes, especially people that, I know some of the people that I'm seeing on here, people that have really engaged, because it's not just a couple oils here and there. It's a lifestyle change for a lot of us. We started with a few little oils, but then after a while, we're like, oh, I like their toothpaste, and I like their lotions, and I love their face products, and now there's the Savvy Minerals and all that. So, and the laundry detergent, and I mean, basically, it doesn't happen overnight for most of us, but we change over our products, and that means they're ordering, instead of going to Target or something like that, they're ordering every month, and so that means every month you're getting a little kickback for that. And you know, a lot of times it's you're putting that time up front to work with that person and help that person, but once they've engaged in the product and they understand how it works, you're not necessarily having to work with that person a lot, but you're getting the money every month from that person being engaged, and they might be sharing themselves amongst other people, and you know, it builds and builds, and all of a sudden you got a residual income is what they call it. And you know, like I was in Mexico for last week. I didn't work for a week, and I didn't have to take vacation time. I'm getting paid because of the business. So you know, that sometimes that can be a super big benefit. I know people that had something come up with an illness in their family, taking care of a aging parent or a spouse or something, and they've been able to take off a couple months and still get compensated for it. So that's a beautiful thing about some of the network marketing. And the other thing too that people don't think of right away, but you really should in January, we're just into February now, is you can deduct a lot of these products, these things that we're doing. So your starter kit, your premium starter kit, any new products that you have, your mileage, your class, you know, classes that you take for your own education, or if you're teaching a class, the products you use at a class, your mileage, for me, my home office here, and as things are, especially with the new administration and what's happening with taxes, it's a really good thing to have your own business, to have your own little personal business, to have some tax deductions can be a really good benefit. And sometimes that's even a better benefit than what your income is, you know, from some of the people I've worked with. So, because that made a big difference in their taxes. So that's another reason to be doing what we're doing. And if you have a problem, if you have any questions about, you know, what can you deduct, how do you do that, talk to your upline. You can talk to me. There's some good people on Facebook to follow. That Dee Dee Stone is one of them. Does anybody else have any suggestions about people to follow? There's also some good books out there to just kind of and working with a tax person. You want to do it kosher, you know, make sure that you're taking proper deductions, but there's a lot of things you can do, and that makes it very worthwhile too. So one more thing about sharing before we start getting into the comp plan is a lot of times most of us are no pushy people. I'm looking at who's here that I know. And so I call it dripping on people, because you just want to share and they see you using something, or they say you smell good, or you have a suggestion for something for them or their child or something. I call it dripping on people. And a lot of times it takes 8 to 12 touches before they engage and they want to, you told me about that stuff. Like, how do I get it for myself? What do I do? So, so sometimes that is, you just have to be patient with them. Some people are ready to jump in. Some people need a little more time. They got to do their research, or they got to have the right motivation to be involved. And then the other thing too, in the beginning, and I know they used to always have that when you sign up, you needed your social security number, and you do not need that now. Some people are not interested in doing the business, and then they change their mind. I think that's the majority of people have changed their mind. But you can sign up and be a Young Living member without a social security number and still getting the wholesale membership. But once you start having an income of at least $600, Young Living is required to send a 1099 by the IRS, and then they're going to need your social security number before they keep compensating you for that. So just something to know about that. So let's see. I am going to do the share screen thing and just show you a couple of these things. Okay, so hold on here. Okay, that's not the right thing. That's my Amazon thing. Hold on. Look. Okay, so under, let's see. I'm going to show you the income disclosure first. So, and this is something that you can find in your virtual office. And as you can see, distributor, 94% of all Young Living members are distributors. So that's a really high percentage. Most of them are just using product. And then you can see their monthly income, you know, like the average one makes $12, so not very much. But then Star is the next level, which is just the 500 PV, which is like $500, and that could be just themselves doing that, or it could be people under them. And you can see that they're starting to, and it's quite the range of what they make. But that is, you know, when they start making, here's the lowest is 0 and the highest is $811 per month. And then the next would be Senior Star. That is at 2,000 PV. And you can see the numbers go up, 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 down to Royal Crown Diamond. And that is, some of these Royal Crown Diamonds are making $1.8 million. That's the average per year. So of course they're going to have things they have to deduct from that and expenditures from that. But this is something that you should be familiar with. If you do talk to people about the income opportunity with Young Living, you should have a copy of this or show them this in the virtual office. And if you go to your virtual office, which I'm going to do quick, and go into member resources, you can see, I know it's in here somewhere. Otherwise, you can also Google IDS Young Living 2016, and it always pops up too. But the other thing I was going to show you, but this is a really good section to look when you have time to look at some of these, the member resources, policies and procedures especially, and look at what these are. Oh, here it is. Here's the 2016 income disclosure. They're right there. But I did, here's policy and procedures, and that is actually 33 pages long. You know, and you can see what pages they're all on, but this has a lot of things about how to sign somebody up, all the little questions that you might have. Ooh, I hear somebody, I might have to mute somebody. All right. Anyways, this is a lot, there's a lot of information in there. You don't need to print it out, but a lot of times your questions can be answered by looking at this policy and procedures. So, and then one more other thing that was in here. Okay, in the compensation plan flyer that I talked about, it's actually a fold out. It says 3 to 6 pages, but this is the one that we're going to concentrate the most on today, is creating a foundation. Then, you know, here's the other levels up here as we go. And there's some first pages is the definitions. A lot, these are the ones on here especially you're going to have to be familiar with.
Yeah, turn it up.
Somebody, hold on.
Now do I turn it? Just, yes, turn it up.
Okay, see if that's the person I need to mute. Okay, did it get better? Okay. Share screen again. Okay. Okay, how about this? I'm muting everybody, so if you do want to talk, okay, that sounds better. All right, you're gonna have to unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. So yeah, this is be familiar with these definitions. We'll go over some of the top couple because those are really important ones. Enroller. If you are going to sign somebody up, you're going to get to that screen where it says, you know, enroller, sponsor. And a lot of times you're going to have the enroller and sponsor be the same thing. But the enroller is the person that's actually enrolling them, and that's going to get compensated for that. So, but if you're doing a party or you're signing, if you makes sense to put them under somebody, then you may have a different sponsor. So maybe you're trying to get to a certain rank and you're going to place them with somebody else because it makes sense for you to do that for that person, and then yourself too as you get, rank up a little bit. But sponsor may be different. And when you sign somebody up right away, like say you have, you're just starting and you're signing up you've signed up your mom and you're going to sign up your sister, you can just do the enroller sponsor right away. And then you do have time. In the first 5 days, you can just call Young Living and say, you know what, I want to change the sponsorship of this person. Or if you want to do it via email, you have 20 days to change them. So that's enroller sponsor. It's not as complicated as you think. Then just like I said, we're just going over a couple of these because I don't want to take up that much time with that. But PV is another important one to know about, and that's your personal volume. So, and as we're going through let's see, here's PV. So you're starting out, you just signed up, you're going to be a member or member/distributor. It means the same thing. And to be an active member, you have to order at least 50 PV a year. To get compensated for anybody else signing up or anybody ordering under you, you need to do, usually it's safer to say 100 PV per month. But if it's just starting out, those first, like say you just had a party and you just signed up and the next month you had a party, you could just do 50 and you're still going to get compensated for those first 3 months of them signing up. And then that's distributor. And then a star is going to have at least 100 PV that they have ordered personally. And then OGV would be the overall group volume. So within their group, they have at least 500 PV, which is at $500 or more. And then senior star would be the person who's the senior star has at least 100 PV they've ordered. This is within the calendar month. And then they need the overall group volume to be at least 2,000. So if you are senior star, like say you have at least 2,000 in your overall group volume, but you have not ordered 100 PV, you're not going to be senior star. You're not going to get compensated for most of it. So that's why Essential Rewards is another really important part of this that we're going to talk about in a second. And here's the last one too and these, it doesn't matter because here's the overall group volume. That's all the requirements is a certain level of OGV. But once you get to executive, you're starting to branch out here. So you want 100 PV of your own personal volume that you've ordered. And of course, this is when you're doing this 100 PV, that is deductible for you. You are able to deduct your expenses for that because you're not going to get, at least that was how my tax accountant does it.
You can't, Robin, I don't think everybody says that. Like Dee Dee Stone, she doesn't say that on that, and she says. And mine has because I'm not going to get compensated unless I do that. So he has let me do that.
Just be careful with that. I wouldn't share that because that's not the case everywhere.
My accountant advised me not to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and it could be the the products you're using or whatever, however it works, because you're still going to have that level. Maybe it's done a different way, but anyways, the overall group volume has to be at least 4,000 PV. But this is where you start doing 2 legs, and a leg would be kind of like like a tree, and it's a branch going down. So you have to have at least 2 groups or 2 legs of at least 1,000 PV to become executive. So when you're first signing people up, let's see, that's on one of these sheets here too. Well, I guess it's probably on that last page. I thought it's on one of these. Well, if you are, Rising, here it is. Rising Star Team Bonus. Rising Star, well, that's Rising Star Team Bonus. It's starting to build. But once you sign somebody up for that first you're, say, a premium starter kit, and you are already doing the 50 to 100 depending on what you need to do for that month, you're going to get a $25 bonus for the premium, for them getting a premium starter kit, and also 25% of the OG of the PV of that item. And a starter kit is $160 for a starter kit, but the PV is only $100. So, and that's usually because of has the diffuser, and that's one of the things that Young Living has somebody else make for them. So if you look at PV, mostly it's dollar per dollar for 95% of the things, but the few things that are a little bit different would be the diffusers and some of the things that somebody else makes for Young Living and they're buying from them. So it's a little different PV. Usually it's like half the PV, and a couple of the high-end oils, like 2 of them that are not the same PV. But anyway, so you're going to get 100. So if they just get the starter kit, you're going to get another $25. So you sign somebody up with a premium starter kit, you're going to get $50 commission the next month. So you have to have it with, say if it's January and you have your 100 PV that you've ordered and you sign somebody up, it's got to be within that calendar month. If you don't order in January and you sign somebody up and you have nothing, that you've ordered, you're not going to get compensated for it. And neither is your upline. Well, your upline would get like 10%, but that's kind of a lost thing, which is kind of sad. We don't like to see that happen. So make sure that you are ordering something when you are signing people up. So this Rising Star Team bonus, which totally confused me to start with, but as you see, there's it's starting to help you build to get 2 Royal Crown Diamond if you want. So that first 3, where you got 100 PV, 100 PV, and on Essential Rewards, once you get all those signed up, you have 3 people, this is you, and then you get 3 different people under you that are ordering at least 100 PV and are on Essential Rewards. You're going to get 1 share of this pool, which is, I don't know exactly what it is now. It's less than $50, but it's around $50, $40 to $50. You're going to get 1 share, so $50. Now, if you keep going and you get this red group, but you also start getting more, a couple other people with at least, these also have the 300 OGB, but they have a couple other people that are doing at least 100 PV on Essential Rewards, and there's 500 overall group volume. In these 2, you're going to get 2 more shares, which is another $40 to $50 times 2. So I'm just going to say it's $50. So that's another $100. And then this last one is getting a couple more legs that are the top of the line, has at least 100 PV, and then there's 1,000 overall group volume, each of those, and that's 3 shares. So if you're getting all of this whole thing, that's going to be close to $300 right there, and that's not counting the other pieces of that. So this is only good for 24 months, this Rising Star Team bonus. I learned that the hard way once I was executive and then became silver as I was changing that. And there was 1 month I thought, well, it's okay, I'm not going to make silver this month, but I'll fall back on my Rising Star. But it was the 25th month, so I did not get that. Hopefully you're going to learn from my mistakes. But otherwise, as you go down, as you sign people up, you can see there's these levels. So if you have a direct person that you sign up and they're on your first, they call it your first line, you're going to get 8%. After the first 3 months are gone, that's what you're going to get like for the rest of their lives. When they're ordering, you're going to start getting 8%, and then as it goes deeper, the level gets smaller, as you can see. So, so say Robin signs up Sandy, and Sandy signs up Mary. I'm going to still get 5% from Mary, and that's how it goes down. So you can see as we go, because this kind of goes down, members, star, senior star. As you become executive, you start getting more, you start getting deeper. You start getting paid deeper down. And as we go, into the other levels, you start getting paid deeper and deeper. And then there's things called generations. We're not going to talk about that today, but that's where you start really making some nice income as you start sharing with others, and they start sharing with other people. You can do very well. and I've seen a lot of people this happen, that they're just, I just like any of you guys that are here tonight, you can do this, because I've seen people from all over, and it doesn't matter if you're shy, not shy, if you're smart, if you're beautiful, if you're chunky, or what. I mean, like, anybody can do this. You don't have to have a college degree or anything like that. You just have to keep working on it. So anyways, that's a little bit about. Does anybody have any questions, like, or something you want me to cover? You might have to unmute yourself. Nobody? Okay. So let's see. What else did we not go over here? How are we doing for time? Oh, it's already 7:30. Okay.
Robin, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
So I started getting the Rising Star bonus and didn't realize it last March. And so one of the things when we get our compensation checks every month might be to go in and look and just see how it was broken up, how we received it.
Right. If you go into, because yeah, you're right, it's not necessarily announced that you got it.
Right.
Congratulations. You will get that when you turn to different levels. Once you get to executives, silver, not necessarily for star, senior star, but some of the other ones you'll actually get, like for me, a silver. Let's see, what do I have here? Probably dusty, but you get little awards like that. Plus, like going to Silver Retreat, which I think was at least worth $3,000 right there for my travel. They paid for everything for my travel, which was we got really spoiled. So you have those kind of things. But yeah, if you go into your virtual office and you go into my account, and then you can look into your commissions, and that will break down it will break down into your commissions, and you can click on things, and it'll show you exactly where your money's coming from. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to share all my stuff with you, but looking at that is a good way to do that. And then we did look at the member resources. Let's see. Rising Star bonus, ranks. Okay. Does anybody, one of the things that I want to just, a lot of us know people from all over, and I was just in Mexico for a week, and here I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at and you can sign up somebody for Young Living anywhere in the world. So if you're going under some of these things, and let's see if I can find this file, resources. Oh, and look at these other things below here too. Product education. Here's things about the compensation plan. There's more things in detail on there. Here you can see in the unit level and all that. But there was one thing under here. Let's see if I can find this quick, what I wanted. Placing order. There's something in here when I was looking at, oh, here it is. Here's an enrollment training video. It's just a short little video about how to sign up for Essential Rewards. And actually, so you can click on this whole thing and it will show you how to sign somebody up. And you get to that screen about become a member. So you could click become a member, and then there's on the left, it's going to be a thing with, what language and what country are they from. And you open that thing up and you can do like any country. And there's going to be, and then the other part would be enroller sponsor. So, some of the countries are going to be, they're going to have their own requirements of a different starter kit. And as you probably have seen if you watch Facebook at all, our right now we have a premium starter kit. We have We have one that is a group of the oils, and then there's different diffusers that you can choose from. Then there's also a Ningxia Red kit, and then there's the Thieves kit. Well, we now also have a Savvy kit, but they're going to have some changes to the starter kit where they're going to introduce the Thieves cleaning product in there, and there's going to be some other good, I think they're all going to be great changes that we're having. So there's more choices for people to do that. And there is the choice, if you look when they're signing up, becoming a member, the best, I think the ultimate best way, because I've been doing this for a while, is for them to become a wholesale member. And that's how I'm sure all of you guys are already. You're getting 24% off your product. The other option would be choosing retail. As a retail customer, you're not getting benefits. You can't, if you share with somebody else, you're not going to get any bonuses from that or any compensation for it. The only good thing I can think is you can just order one oil like that. But the wholesale member is the best way to go. It's kind of like being a Costco member. You pay a certain amount to be a member, and then you get a kickback because the more you order. And so, yeah, that's one more thing I was going to talk about. And then we'll be done for today, is Essential Rewards. Essential Rewards is awesome. Isn't it, you guys? You guys are on it?
Awesome.
Yeah, Essential Rewards is, I'm going to put this back to not sharing my, so you can see me better. Essential Rewards, oh, somebody's chatting. Sorry, I'm not catching the chats. Let's see. Okay, that's from Liz. Okay. The Essential Rewards is something super easy to do. You're going to get compensated starting at 10%, and then after 3 months, 20%, and finally 25% after 24 months. And plus, you get all these other freebies. And some of the things they're making it just, a lot of the freebies, it's, you usually get something if you make a bigger orders without an Essential Rewards order. But now it seems like more and more things you need to have Essential Rewards to get all these free products. And I noticed this now too. I don't know if you guys noticed, like White Angelica, which is an awesome blend for a lot of us, you can only get if you're an Essential Rewards member. They're not letting you order. Yeah, I don't know if there's how many of those there are, but I guess it's Young Living's way of being loyal to its loyal customers, of like wanting us to have what we really need because we're dedicated to them. And Essential Rewards is something you can quit at any time. If something happens in your life that, like I know a couple of people, one of the spouses lost their job or something, you can redeem your points and get out of it and come back on when you can again. So it's not like you're locked into it for life or anything like that. But I think it is a great way to get a lot of free products, get a lot of education, and there's some other oils that we get that are just for members that are Essential Rewards, the Loyalty Blend or other things like that they were made just for our group. So anyways, that's all. I want to keep it short and sweet, but I want to go over really quickly. Look at your virtual office. You can look at that income disclosure statement in there. You go under member resources, look at some of the things about virtual office training. Take a look at the policy and procedures. You don't have to, even if you're just looking at that table of contents, there's a lot of really good information in there. And it might help you out when you're stuck with something. You can always call Young Living, and they're going to help you. You can chat with Young Living. But a lot of times your questions are just going to be answered by looking at that policy and procedures statement. Also, it has all those definitions of the terms that may be new to you if you're not business savvy. If you've been in another network marketing company, maybe those are familiar to you. And then also, if you want some more education, YouTube, there's tons of stuff on YouTube, and that Monique McLean, she's got some awesome ones. There's other ones that are great. Let's see, where's my other sheet here? And then the compensation flyer too. So print that out if you're not familiar with that. Start learning about where you want to go, and ask your upline for help. If you are, maybe you're a distributor or a star and you want to get to the next level, and you want help with having a party or doing something, I'm sure there's going to be people willing to help you. And plus, we have a lot of within our group, cross-line people that help each other too. So, which is beautiful to see that. So it gives, somebody else might be really good at doing something that you're not good at or you're not comfortable doing, and you have something else to give them. So share your resources or your specialties. That's going to help both of you guys. So anyways, that is all we're going to do today. I do want to do some other Zoom classes, so I'm glad we had this much participation. This should be taped, so if I figure that out, I'll tag that to this post that was on Facebook. But also I'm doing another Zoom class on Thursday night. I think it's 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and it's more about toxin-free. So that will be a little longer. So if you're interested in that, if you want to promote that, I'm not sure how much you'll see that on our Facebook groups too. But if this was good, give me some feedback, or not so good, or things you'd like to see, and then if you want, we'll go to the next level. We'll say, okay, you get to executive. What happens next? So watch for more Facebook classes. So thank you. Have a good night, guys. Any questions before I turn it off?
I do have one question. So the Zoom on Thursday, I'm very excited about that. That's for anybody, even non-members?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So anybody, you have a friend that, you know, has kids at home or whatever, this is a good day.
Just going to be education. So if you're inviting them, Sandy, you might want to follow through with them. If you're, seeing their, you just say, hey, were you able to watch that Zoom? Do you have any questions? If they're not a member, maybe they want to join with the Thieves Kit or something, or try one of the products that we talked about, or see one of the products before they buy it, because you might have something. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.